Hey, what's going on? Today, what I'm hoping to do is, oh, there's a bee right here. I'm hoping to convert my 2004 Econoline that comes with manual locks. It's got 4 doors. That includes the front and the passenger side, and the French doors on the side, and the back doors in the back. So they all come with manual locks, and I think it'll be very inconvenient. Let me just take the sunglasses off so you don't see the selfie stick. But basically, it's going to be pretty inconvenient when every time I leave my vehicle, that I have to go around and make sure that things are locked up, because I'm going to have this is going to be a camper van / my mobile office. So I'm going to have somewhat of valuable items in here. So any given time. So I want to make it as easy as possible to lock the doors when I leave. So what I found is this from Amazon, is this install gear. And basically it comes with 2 remote, 3 buttons. And it comes with, let me see if I can flip this around. It basically, it's a kit that comes with, supposedly that comes with everything. Including these converters to convert from manual lock into automatic power lock. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have the remotes. So we have these power lock items. We have a bunch of wires. What is this? So let's see, I'm trying to look for the manual. Okay, here we go. Really, basically the same thing as the diagram that was in the box. So I'm going to remove this panel. Right now I'm on the passenger side. I'm going to start here because on my van, the battery is on the left side of the vehicle. So I think that will be a good starting point for me. Okay, I just removed the door panel, like the plastic off right here. All right, just showing progress. So I have the first of the power lock installed on the passenger side. So since the battery on my van is on the right side of the truck, facing front, so it's on the passenger side. So I decided to have like the main power lock. Mine came with 4 of these power locks, and then 3 of them are, I have the 2 wires, and the main one has 5 wires. So initially I wasn't really paying attention, so I installed this one. So I had to remove this and then reinstall this, because that's going to be my main route. And as you can see, I fished the wires needed. I took this rubber piece off, and then using a coat hanger, I fished it through. See this metal piece? So, and I am going to probably go run to Home Depot and then get additional wiring, because my my hub, my remote controller, is going to be sitting underneath the passenger side front tires. So somewhere around there I'm going to mount it, and then so from this point it's going to go to 3 other access points or doors. So my plan is I'm going to run the wires probably through up here. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So I'm ready to start on the driver's side. So when I started out on the passenger side, and I had a little bit of trouble getting the door panel off, because I didn't know where all the screws were. So I figured I'll just point it out. So while I'm doing the driver's side, so there's 4 screws that you need to worry about. One is there's the black panel thing I just took off. This thing, it just basically snaps right off. and there was a screw right here, and this fascia, I took this off, and there's a screw right there where my middle finger is, and the third one is down here, and I guess that's, and the fourth one is on the door handle. So basically the top portion of this comes off, and then there's a hole where my thumb is. Okay, so I took the door panel off, and then it's got this weather barrier, and basically I have to tear out part of this so I can fish my coat hanger through this side, and it's kind of tight, if you can see it, but because it's on the driver's side, there's parking brake and then other metal pieces, fuse boxes, and all kind of crazy stuff back here that I didn't have to deal with on the passenger side, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. And basically I'm going to do the same thing on this side, where I'm going to put the power lock basically parallel to the existing rod. And what I found out when I was putting the panel back in on the passenger side, that because I put the power lock plus the mounting brackets over here, I had to cut out a plastic piece that that's part of the door panel. Okay, the way this is gonna go is this is gonna go behind this metal piece, and then there's gonna be a mounting thing, joint, like this coupling right here, like this, and then on top of that there's going to be a bracket that'll hold this power lock in place. So I just mounted the power lock, and let me show you the inside of it. It's in a weird angle, but let me do my best. It's basically hung like this way, right? And then the metal rod, and that's this coupling. This coupling I meant. So that's how it goes. And just to test this with 9-volt battery. All right, so I have it hooked up. So I ran the wire, fished it through. Sorry, there's a garbage can behind me, or on my street. And then I fished it through here. I took these this rubber connection piece off, and then again I used a coat hanger to fish it through here. This wire, and then just make sure that you have the window down so the wire doesn't get behind the glass or any of the mounting. Like there's this like the steel beam in the middle, so make sure that it ends up in the front of it when you fish it through. And then I'm gonna connect this a little bit later, but yeah, so making progress. Okay, so this is the side door of the van, and then I mounted the power door lock over here, and then because the space is too tight and I needed to squeeze tight, clamp down the this whatever you call this joint piece, this coupling piece, two-way coupling. I had to cut this bigger piece. There was a hole right here, and I had to cut this piece out so I can grab a clamp or a wrench to squeeze it tight, so I can then I was able to screw it in, because because these rods are round, if I were to just use the regular Phillips without clamping it down, the rod basically just came off the track. So I needed to have enough space to have a wrench in there to hold it down while I tighten the screws. This is the back panel, and I had to take the license plate out from the back. So what's happening is that there's not enough space, so I'm going to have to cut right here so I can put a wrench in here to tightly grip. So yeah, I'm going to use a jigsaw to cut this. So I'm going to tie into this metal rod where my finger is. I'm going to file this down. I don't have a sander right now, so I'm just going to file it like this. I'm able to add that in, and then basically I need to feed this rod through the hoop, the head of this, the power lock, and then I'm gonna have to bend this. So these are flexible rods. Okay, so currently I'm fishing wiring to run to the back door of the van. So I already installed the wiring to the driver's side and the passenger side, and then I put the doors back up. And as far as the side door and the back door, I have the wiring that I fished to this flooring brackets. So it's underneath. Actually, you can see some of the wirings, but basically I ran it through, and as you can see, this is next to the passenger safety belt. So I took the plastic off and I fished the line onto the top of the so this line will go to the back of the van, and the wiring for the side door had already ran it through this, and then as you can see underneath, I just haven't hooked it up yet. So that's where it's at. And what I need to do now is, because I ran this wire, and I would like to have it inside of this metal piece that runs all the way across to the side of the vehicle, instead of having it up. So what I need to do is I need to drill a hole right there, because I thought I could fit it to this hole, but there's another metal bracket, I don't know if you can see it where my finger is. So I need to drill a hole so it'll fish through here, and basically I'll meet somewhere. Yeah, so that's where I am. So I'm going to use this metal drill bits that I got from Amazon. I can't remember, it was like 20 or 25 bucks, maybe 30 bucks that I paid for. So I'm gonna use this using my drill and see how that goes. Make bigger hole. So starting from the top, so this is only temporary right now, but basically I have the power and the ground connected to the main battery. I'm going to have additional wires that's going to be running to the main battery, so that's why I haven't had it fastened yet. But that wire is going down through the underneath, and there's an engine in the middle. So starting with the main hub, so the power lock system is here on this underneath the passenger side, and you'll see that all the wires are uniform now. And the main power wire is this, I wanted to have the ability to run additional power. So basically I grabbed a thicker wire. I believe that's 6x6.3 wire. I had some extra wires left from home renovation, so I used that. And this is going to the battery. Main wire is actually going to a separate fuse box that I connected, and I just took this lid off just to show you. But basically this is a 6 fuse box, and the one that I have it connected is this one. And right now I'm using, I believe, 10-volt fuse, and all of the wiring is going to each of the doors, as I've shown you on the installation. So the main actuator is going to the passenger side. Okay, so we're gonna check it out. So using the remote, I believe it's open right now. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Open. This is the rear door. Open, close, close, open, close, open. Driver's side. Close, open. Okay, there you have it. And then one additional cool thing that I did, since the kit came with 2 remote controls, what I did was I used a Velcro and put the second remote on my dashboard, so I can go ahead and lock it, open it, lock it, open it. Here's a key feature of the main power lock. So again, like I have the main actuator installed on the passenger side. So once I lock, the entire lock for the whole car automatically locks. So, and when you open, it opens the whole car, and that's a cool feature. And that's meant to be on the driver's side, but I decided I didn't want that. And also the second reason I didn't do that was because the main wire of the actuator, it had like 5 wiring, and it was hard for me to feed it into the small space on the driver's side. One mistake that I made is when I was going through installing the power lock, you have to make sure that you don't disrupt the existing lock system. And I accidentally touched 2 of them, one the side door and then the rear door. I had a similar issue on the rear door, and as you can see, this door was much tighter when I was working with it, and I had to cut holes, and I had some of this I had to use my fingers and so forth. So I did actually break the lock on here. I did break the key lock here, and I could have went back and fixed it, but there was a piece that fell, and I didn't bother to go back and fix it. I mean, I can, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal because power lock works now using remote. So there you have it. It sort of took me longer than I expected, and if I had done it continuously, it may have taken me about a day and a half. I did break it up. Like, I worked on it like a couple hours here, a couple hours there, a few hours there. I'm gonna say it's not an easy task, especially if you don't do this for a living. But I think it turned out pretty good, and I really like my lock system. Hey guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and please hit subscribe if you'd like to see more installation videos. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.